प्रणाम तुमकां म्हज्या मोगाच्या विक्षकांनो. युवा प्रेरण कार्यक्रमांत आमी वांटेली जावन आसा आनी आज आमी नियाळ करूंक बेसो विशय जावन आसा संघटीत चिंतपाचो महत्व. एनकरेजिंग द पार्टिसिपेशन ऑफ शेर्ड थिंकिंग. एक काल आसलो, एकलो आपल्याच संवसारांत मेतेर जावन व्हडलीं वैज्ञानीक संशोधनां करून दाखयतालो संवसाराक. पूण आज आमी आमच्या संस्कृतीच्या एका पावंड्यार पावल्या की एक सुरेन चिंताप आमकां जैताच्या शिखराक व्हरून पावयना, बगर संघटीत सांगाता चिंतचें. 3-4 चिंतना 3-4 तकल्यो सांगाता घालन वय एक मजबूत चिंतापुरता करचें गरजेचें. आनी हो जावन आसा न्ही केवल मनशाचो शेगून, पूण आमकां प्रत्येक जावं क्रिस्तांवाचो शेगून. देखून हें संघटीत चिंतपाचें महत्व म्हळ्यार कितें, कशें आमी चिंती जाय, कितें आमी चिंती जाय आनी चिंतची रीत कितें, ह्या विशयांत आमी नियाळ करुया. ताच्या पयलें देवाचें उतार आमी आयकुया. दंडदुताची कृत्यां पुस्तकांतलें वाचप, अध्याय 2 वळी 40 आनी 2 तावन 40 आनी 7. समेस्त धर्मदुतांची शिकोवन आयकोवच्यांत भावपणाच्या एकतारांत उंडो मोडच्यांत आनी मागणें करच्यांत वांटेली जावच्याक तिरसनेन आपलो वेळ करसिताली. धर्मदुता मारिफात सबार असर्यां आनी खुनां जाताल्यो देखून समेस्तांचेर एकतरांची भिरांत आयिल्ली. भावार्थ स्विकार केल्लीं सगळीं एकवटान जियेतालीं आनी आपापलें खासगी आस्त बदीक विकून मेळ्ळलो दुडू सामुहीक ऐवज म्हूण दवरतालीं आनी जण एकल्याचे गरजे प्रमाणे समेस्तां मदें वांटून घेतालीं. हर एक दीस एक मनान देवळांत ती सांगाता मेळटालीं आनी उंडो मोडूंक घरांनी एकठांय जातालीं. काळजाच्या संतोषान आनी सादेपणान देवाक होगलाप दिवन ती जेवतालीं आनी सगळ्या लोकांक मानवतालीं आनी जांकां बाचावी जोडूंक आपयल्यांत तांकां मेळांत भरती करून दिसान दीस सोमितांचो संको सडयतालो. देवाचें उतार हें देवाचें वडोपकार. My dear friends, we are discussing these days how to get to the zenith of our success stories, how to reach the climax of our success in life. And we discussed every Mondays different things, and today we are taking a specific topic, that is encourage the participation of shared thinking. If you see the world around, and especially the business world, economic world, there is nothing called monopoly today. The concept of monopoly has crumbled. Today, we have come to what we call cooperation, shared ideologies, shared thinking. And therefore, the competitive segment of life has given way to cooperation, participation. Today, more than before, great leaders understand the power of shared thinking. They know well that what they can accomplish with shared thinking. And that's the reason why today there is a tremendous amount of cooperation, sharing of knowledge, sharing of research from one university to the other, one department to the other, one company to the other. And that's the most beautiful ideology. Now, even if when we want to enter into this success story, can this shared thinking and therefore participation for a success story be attained in our midst, in the colleges where we work, where we study, in the schools, colleges where we work, in the offices where we work, in the companies where we have our business. Let's see how we can do that. And therefore the first item of my discussion today is why encourage shared thinking? संघटित चिंतापू कित्या गरज? The first thing is shared thinking is faster than solo thinking. I always say 4 heads are better than a single head. The beauty of shared thinking is that in a far-faced world, you can't go alone. Today, we come to realize this fact than before. And therefore, once 3-4 heads come together in a competitive world, in a fast-tracked world, you require to be on your toes. And for that, you require the thinking power of the other. And therefore, when 3 or 4 people can come together and think together, it is much faster than solo thinking. Second, shared thinking is more innovative than solo thinking. We tend to think that the greatest innovations are the product of soloists. But the truth is that the greatest innovative thinking doesn't occur in a vacuum, but is the product of a shared thinking. Just look at the Nobel Prizes today. They are shared by 2-3 scientists together. You see the literary world today, it is the great genius who come together and work together. And as a result, it is a beautiful fact to know it is more innovative when you come together. 3, shared thinking brings more maturity than solo thinking. If you combine the thoughts you have and the thoughts of others have, then you can come up with the thoughts that you never had before. It is always mature, always, more robust, and it is really an integrated approach to life. 4th, shared thinking is stronger than solo thinking. The poet, philosopher John Wolfgang von Goethe says, "To accept good advice is but to increase one's own ability." You see, always 2 heads are better than 1 head. It is always nice to go and consult. It is always nice to borrow. Outsourcing has become the principle of the day. And that's the reason when people come together and cooperate together, they become much stronger than a single person. 5th, shared thinking returns greater value than solo thinking. It pays greater returns. Always you find there is a much what is called greater worth of being together than being alone. Today you can't be in a world alone. Impossible. You always require to take the help of the other. You just see any of the car companies, car manufacturing companies. There will be at least 20 to 30 suffragan companies living together, working together to manufacture one car or one vehicle or one mechanical product. Now that's the greatness of the value of shared thinking. 6th, shared thinking is the only way for great thinking. Ben Jonson, one of the thinkers, says, "He that is taught only by himself has a fool for a master." He that is taught only by himself has a fool for a master. If you are alone, you are a fool, and your master himself is a fool, and therefore there is nothing good can that come out of it. Any great idea is the combination of 3-4 good ideas. And that's the reason why we require to always encourage, always strive for a shared thinking, never become a solo thinker. But the whole question now remains is how to encourage the participation of shared thinking, how to become a shared thinker. Let us take a few important methodologies of doing this. Number one, learn to value the ideas of others. You see, most of the time our major problem, especially the problem with the youngsters, is this. We think that we are in the height of our own glory. We think that we are a heaven unto ourselves. And that's the major problem. Every person has an idea. Every person has a beautiful insight. And the moment we begin to value those insights, our own insights become richer and richer. And therefore, learn to value the ideas of others. Believe that other people have ideas and have values added to those ideas. Second, move from competition to cooperation. You see, there is a false belief in most of the youngsters that I too should be having a competitive edge over the other. It's a false thinking. I always say the whole world is so vast and everyone has a place in it, because no one can replace you on this earth. And therefore, what we see competitive is most a media hype than a real ideology. And this reason, move from competition to cooperation. And that is one of the most excellent ways of learning to share your life with others. Third, always be on the lookout for ideas. Be completely indiscriminate as to the source. It doesn't matter who thought that idea first. That is what Jeffrey Fox so beautifully says. It never matters whose idea it is. What matters is that I can borrow this idea, use it with my own initiative, with my incentive and creativity, and bring one of the excellent, what is called results that are coming out of it. Have an agenda when to meet. You see, one of the greatest way of sharing your thoughts, sharing ideas is invite people for a shared meeting. Invite people for a shared thinking. Come together quite often. And when you come together quite often, have an agenda. This is a theme that we are going to discuss today. This is the topic of our discussion today. Shall we have what we call brainstorming session on these ideas? Let's see what comes out of it. And I tell you, what people can give you are gold mines. Fourth, get the right people around the table. You see, now this is most important. If you want to have a shared thinking, get the right people, not the wrong people. I always search in my own life the right people to discuss what. Why? When you have a very creative idea which is not yet ripe, not yet put into action, if there is one negative idea coming from another corner which puts down your idea or opposes it, the entire idea can collapse. And therefore, around your table, if there are people of negative thought, wrong people, then the entire shared thinking is lost once for all. And that's the reason, have the right people around you, right people with you in your shared thinking. Fifth, compensate good thinker and collaborators well. Don't use people. Never use people. When you come to realize there is a person who has contributed an excellent idea, an excellent thought pattern, compensate, appreciate, even even, compensate with goods, with money. And that is most important because it is his idea. And therefore, he values those ideas. And when you compensate people with, appreciation, recognition, and even with the monetary assistance, I tell you, you do a great favor to him to value his ideas, whereby he can grow further and higher from where he stands. My dear friends, in the 21st century, if there is one success story, that is the success story of team effort, teamwork. You see it in the cricket team, you see it in the tennis world, you see it even in politics, and you see in the business world. It's the team effort that finally wins the race. And that's the reason putting people together, right people together, sharing your thoughts is the most important. At the end of this reflection, can I request you or can I advise you one thing? My friends, each one of you who are looking at me and who are listening to me, can you have 10 people around you who can contribute with great ideas? Not 10 people who will appreciate you and just praise you for nothing. Maybe for a mug of beer. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about those 10 people who will value ideas of each other and who can give you a tremendous idea so that you can bring together one single idea, whereby that success thought idea becomes the success story of your life. Think about it, work on it, and may God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.